My name is Will. I've been living in Asia since 2007. Through this channel, I want to showcase the authentic martial arts I've experienced here. This is Monkey Steals Peach. In this series, I'm in the multicultural micronation of Singapore. To explore the arts of Chinese Kung Fu and the art of Malay Silat. In today's episode, we're going to catch up with my good friend Dominic Lim, who's going to introduce us to Southern Taizu Quan, or Grand Ancestor Boxing.
Up and finish.
Okay, so how about you start the interview with first telling us a little bit about well, let's talk a little bit first about like Taizu Quan. So it's like, if you look at the name, it's a Taichokun, right? This is a Hokkien dialect. Like, what's the correct way to pronounce that?
Okay, in Hokkien, in our dialect, we call it Taichokun. So Taizu basically means the first emperor of all dynasties. And the emperor that we have in particular is the Song dynasty, Taizu.
It's Song Tai Zu, right?
Yes,
Zhao Huangyin.
Zhao Huangyin, yes, correct. So Zhao Huangyin created his empire from on horseback, and when he became an emperor, they wanted to spread his martial art, and the Shaolin Temple actually took his martial arts, and then it was spread down. Then ours is the Southern Southern Tai Zu Quan. So it was spread to the south by the Song royalty, the Song nobles, when they retreated from the Qin invasion to Quanzhou.
Ah, so it was from like Southern Song.
Yes.
Right.
We started in Southern Song.
Okay. So is there like a founder of the system then, or is it just sort of too old to really have like a fixed founder?
It's too old to know who's the founder. We know that it's from Zhao Huangyin, and that's all. Okay. And I think that there was the entire line was not totally recorded, especially in the south where people are not so literate.
Okay.
So in the past, the culture was such that because everyone is not they're not very educated, so they only know like 2 generations up, and they do not know who is above.
And what's the relationship between Taizu and Wuzu then? Because I know in Southeast Asia and Taiwan particularly, there's a lot of like Wuzu Quan, and I believe it's very similar to Taizu Quan, right?
Yes, that's a good question. There is a lot of confusion between like what actually is Wuzu and what actually is Taizu. So some people think that the Wuzu that we see now is actually Taizu.
Right.
And some people think the Taizu that we see now is actually Wuzu. So there are different schools, even to what constitutes the Wuzu is not unanimous amongst the Wuzu Chen group. So some people think that the 5 monks from the temple is the Wuzu.
Right.
You know, the Huo Shao Shaolin. The 5 monks that escaped from the burning Shaolin, that is the Wuzu.
Yeah.
Some people think that Wuzu is 5 different styles. Taizu, Luohan, Dazun, Baihe, and Hou Quan. So these 5 different styles under one banner. And some people think there's an amalgamated style, like 5 styles into one.
Right.
Yeah. So it's very hard to say because everyone has their own definitions. For us, is we believe we subscribe to the 5 styles under one umbrella term. Yeah.
So in Taizu, you are essentially 5 styles.
No.
One.
No. In Taizu, we are like we are independent,
right.
But we are one of the 5 styles of the 5.
Oh, okay. So Wuzu would be like, say, 5 styles, and Taizu is one of these 5 styles.
Yes.
Okay.
So we call it like they had the 五拳一门. So 5 martial arts under one.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. So how did you come to learn Taizu Quan then?
Oh yes, I actually started wanting to learn Wing Chun. Yeah, it was in the 90s. It was in the 90s. We first got the internet, and I spoke to a guy called Randy Williams online, and he told me that there is a Wing Chun club in People's Association, and I went there. You know, I was there early. I was in my teens. So when I was waiting there, I had nothing to do, right, because the class hadn't started. So I saw this old man sweeping, sweeping the area. It was a nice little dojo. We have like punching bags, we have a makiwara, we have everything. So the old man was there sweeping. So I asked him, when is the Wing Chun class going to start? He said it's going to be at 8 o'clock. It came at 6 or something like that. I can't remember the exact time. Then I said, hey uncle, do you need any help? Maybe I can help you sweep the place. You know, I was 17. I was 17 or 18, I can't remember. Then he said, sit down. Then he showed me a few books that he has. And he also showed me a few moves as well. I was really impressed by the things that he does. So I looked at the book, and then I saw this guy breaking like 4 blocks of ice. Wow. And look, hey, that's you! Yeah, and that's my sifu. Yeah. Because before that, I was doing a bunch of other things. I was in Aikido, I was in the Taekwondo, I was doing like some other Chinese martials for a while, and I wanted some place that I can be my root. You know, you have a year here, 2 years there, you know, a month here. So I wanted something to be my root. So I since stayed there, I think it was 20 years now or more.
Wow. So you can really say it's like you and Fen, like fate almost, right? You just met him on your chance.
You could say that, yeah.
But you've also trained in China, in Hong Kong, and where, Okinawa as well?
In China and Okinawa actually.
Yeah.
And I've got, I've trained in Australia as well. I trained karate in Australia.
Okay.
When I came back from Australia, I wanted to go deeper into this Taichokun art. And my sifu told me that when he was young, his teacher told him to visit this guy in China to study from him. He said, if you want to learn the deeper stuff, go to this guy. And you know, Chinese martial artists are very egoistic, right? You will never say anyone else is better. And if that teacher said that, that means he must be better. So I went to China. When I went to China, I looked around and asked around, and eventually I had the chance to find this guy, who is the son of the guy that Sifu wanted to study from.
And where was this? In Quanzhou?
This is in Quanzhou.
In Fujian province.
It's part of Quanzhou now. It's in Sisi. It's called it's a province. It's a xian or
I think it's like a provincial level town. I think.
Yes, it's a small town, but I think they call it a city now. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure how they categorize it. So I was there for like 2 or 3 weeks, I think, for 2 years. So it was very tough training because you compress everything into a few that's there. And everything you do is wrong. You hear like wrong all the time. So you need to correct things, and some of the stuff that we do that's supposed to be correct, you know, is wrong over there. So when you're there, you need to respect them and do it the way. And I was learning Tai Zu, and at 4 a.m. I have to wake up. We have to do the qigong at the on the temple. My friend would come over with his scooter and he'd take me up. My friend is the son of the sifu anyway, so he just ride the scooter down, and we go up, and then we do the qigong together. Then we do the forms, and then we do the sanjian, we do the yin gong stuff. So
so I just mentioned yin gong is like hard body exercises, just in case I didn't know the terminology.
Yes, actually I kind of regret saying yin gong because we don't have a differentiation between yin gong. This is sanjian, just qigong stuff.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So,
but it's like a hard training.
Yes, it's hard. So I was there for weeks, and then came back. And the time training that actually helped me so much in my sanjian, in my Taichokun progression. So
how did they train? What was the difference in how they train? How you trained in Singapore and how you trained in China? Like the teaching methodology, or the class structure, or you know, the way the teacher interacts with the students? Was it very different?
Yes, it's completely different. Like in Singapore, we do it a bit like you know, military even. You know, like you do by the count, 1, 2, 3. You
It's
know,
like a very formalized.
Very formalized, yeah. And there's like standard things to do. The teacher will be standing in front, the students at the back. You know, and follow what the teacher does. But in China, it's more like a family style.
Yeah.
So everyone's doing their own things.
Yeah.
And the teacher comes over and says, "You do this, you do this, you do
Yeah,
this." And you
yeah.
follow, yeah. So it's different. It's very different. And I really like the atmosphere over there because after the training, we sit together and have tea like this.
Yeah,
Some snacks, you know. I was telling my friends, you know, I spend more time eating. Actually training, yeah.
Thanks.
In Okinawan, it was very different from how I think the karateka's are. Because I trained with Sensei Hokama. It was not a very long training. It was just like I spent like 2 days there with like 6 hours each, 3 hours each session. Then it was a very good experience of how the real Okinawans train. Because when I went there with the expectations that the Japanese, you know, because I think they were Japanese, but I was mistaken. The Japanese are very disciplined. It's military almost, right?
Yeah.
You stand straight, you get the bow and all. But with Sensei Hokama, it's completely different. It's like the Chinese. It's like a formal
Okinawan culture is very close to Chinese culture anyway,
yes,
right?
Yes. He would sit on the floor cross-legged, you know, and he start smashing the ground with his hand. And it's all very informal.
Yeah.
Oh, I felt like I felt really at home. The only difference is we're wearing a gi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, why did you go to Okinawa to train then? Like, was that to help your wuzu, or was that because you also trained karate? It was a separate thing, or what?
Actually, I feel that, and my views was reinforced when I was in Okinawa, that karate and Taizu, Wuzu, anything in the south, even the white crane, are very closely related. And when the training that they do, it feels something like something that Chinese have lost, I think, maybe. I'm not sure if that's the right thing to say, but the way that they train is more practical. They don't concentrate so much on how many katas you have.
Yeah.
But they work on the fighting aspects of it, the conditioning, the fighting aspect of it, the training. And I think this is something that we can follow, right? Yeah. They're very hard. And they have their soft stuff as well. They have the china things that, and Sensei Hokama has very tough fingers.
Yeah.
You know, on the videos, I was thinking that maybe his students are helping him, but no, he's that strong. It felt like it felt like something sharp, poking to you, but that's just his bones. You know?
So I guess in Okinawa they have a lot of these like strength training, like conditioning and strength training methods. I guess that helped with your Taizu as well, maybe.
Because I was just there for a very short amount of time, so it's more like an experience kind of thing. I did learn a few techniques from them. You know, some things that actually helped me in my own study as well, because they have very similar techniques. So it actually helped in my Taizu training. So there are some people who said that Okinawan karate comes from Fujian. We don't know which style. Most Goju-ryu people think that it's from the white crane. But I feel that there's a very strong Rohan feel about Okinawan karate. So Taizu Rohan, we are kind of one. So it's closer to us than.
So you could see a lot of similarities in the karate and the Taizu Quan.
In the stances, in the way they generate power, it's very similar. The only difference is probably the breathing. We have a very different breathing.
But they also have Sanjan, right?
They have
Sanchin, I think.
Yes. In karate they call it the Sanchin kata. In Hokkien martial arts we call Samjian. So Samjian we call Gumbu. Gumbu is Quanmu in Chinese. So it's like the mother of fist. So in the past we used to say that 练功三件 key, 三件两个系 means when you start training in martial arts, you start with 三件, and then that's the last. You train it till the day you die. Because it has enough depth to actually work on till the day you die. So from here I can do lots of other things. My hand is already here. I can control you down, right? And then I can actually push up throw you from here, right?
Yeah.
So when you're at the outside, there are lots of things you can do. You can break your hand, I can grab you, break your arm from this way, or I can throw you.
So let's talk about the system of Taizu, right? So you have Sanjian or Sanqian, right, in Hokkien.
Yes.
What are the other like core forms of the system? Like, what makes the system up?
Okay, we have another form called the Li Sip. So Li Sip is Hokkien for 20, 20, it's just basically 20. So the form consists of 20 punches. So it works in the footwork, it works in the power generation for the punches, your breathing. So this Li Sip in Hokkien, it means 20. It also means 日习. 日习 is like you train it every single day. Is like daily training. So that's the kind of thing, that is one of the main forms that we should have as well. Yeah. Okay. So Sanjian Li Sip. Yeah. Then we have a few others, but most of them are built on the power generation, the techniques as well. Yeah. So you start off hard, and then you're going to end as more soft as you move along.
Okay. And what about like weapons?
Weapons, we have the standard stuff, you know, like the dao, the broadsword, the sticks. Taizu is known for our stick fighting.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have a long one we call Taichokun. It's about this length. And then we have a longer one with a narrow tip. We call that Taichokun. So sticks, double-bladed swords, and sorry, not double-bladed swords, double swords.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have the hook spear. We have the Kailu Dao. Kailu Dao is basically like a putao, but a little bit short.
Right.
Yeah. And maybe a bit longer blade. So we have a few weapons like this. In civil school, he has the paddle as well, the oar.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And we have in Japanese they call it the sai.
Yeah.
We call it the TB.
Okay.
We call it the iron weed.
Okay, so could you tell us a little bit about the theory?
The theory of Taizu Quan.
Yeah, the theory, the principles of what the systems.
Okay, Taichokun essentially is is a monk. It's a Shaolin art. So monks, they fight with both hands. They go two-handed all the time.
Right.
So all our techniques, we require the use of both of our hands.
Okay.
So and we have a very strong focus on Tun Tu Fu Chen. So Tun is sink,
Right.
Tu is speed, Fu is float, Chen is sink. So these four things is enough for us to do for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. This is about sort of upwards and downwards like rising and sinking movements. I'm guessing.
Okay, there are a few definitions for it. Upwards and downwards movement, forward and backwards. That's the natural way to say it. And there's also like tun is something that when you attack, when I hua jin, that's tun.
Yeah.
So when I how do you say hua jin in English?
Hua jin, like
Neutralizing.
Yeah.
neutralizing, receiving force, something like that.
So when I neutralize your power, and then that's hua. Anything that is defensive, that's like a hua jin. That's a tun. Tu is when I attack.
Right.
Yeah. Fu is when I throw. Anything to do with lifting your CG, your center of gravity away, that's Fu. Chen is of course your routine, you need Chen in everything.
Yeah. Okay, so it's sort of two pairs of opposites essentially.
Yes.
Yeah, and everything in Taizu is based on these four characters. Okay.
And we have a set of principles to fight in, like always. We wanted to go to the outside gate. I think this is common in a lot of styles as well. Yeah. Okay, actually in the beginning form, when we do this, the 8 moves, this we call 八步头, 八波头, right? So when you do these 8 moves, you have to show your 吞吐浮沉 already. So anything to do with this, see when I open, when I go down, this is speed and sink at the same time.
Right.
This is swallow, speed and sink, actually sink. Come up, fu, chen, fu, chen,
Okay.
tun tu.
Fu is floating and
Floating, yes.
Chen is sinking, right?
Sinking, yes. So you need to get all these correct. This is the one definition of tun tu fu chen.
Okay.
There's also the breathing. So when you fu, you breathe in.
Right.
So it's the same thing. When you chen and tu, right, you breathe out.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Tun, breathe in obviously. Okay. Fu, breathe in. Tu, speed out. Fu, breathe in. So,
Okay.
and our breathing has a unique way of breathing that we do not breathe out all the way. For instance, if I do this, I can still stop because I have more air in there.
You leave a little bit of air.
Yes, you leave a little bit of air in there, so you will get winded. Yeah. So you in, you speed, then you let the rest come out. We spoke earlier about the Taichokun using 2 hands like Rohan. So everything we do is 2 hands. So when we do this, it's 2 hands, right? So say you are throwing a punch from here, it's 2 hands together.
Right, okay.
So timing is one thing. So if I do this, 1, 2, I'm slow, right? But if you come in, that's one beat, I'm in.
Yeah.
So if one, maybe this hand will have gotten me, but at least in the first step, I've already gotten you once. Right? Yeah. So if you come in, we're going to exchange or what? Yeah. So we always fight, ideally, we fight in the outside. So not in the inside where we can exchange. 2 ways to do this. One is you come in, I step out, and then I strike. Right? The other way, come in again. The other way, I pull your outside to me.
Right, breaking the
strike.
structure.
Yeah, breaking the structure. Yeah. So the main thing is to
try to get to this outside gate at all
yes,
times.
get you unbalanced, but at the same time striking you at the same time. So the ideal way will be every move we take, we go into an advantageous position. Yeah. So if I go in, I can just dodge and strike at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is our principles.
Okay.
We don't hit force with force.
You don't move
We
straight
don't go
forward.
in together. Yeah, we do move straight forward. It helps us like that. Say it's true. We do, yeah. But it's dangerous here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you come in, go for the next move and all.
Yeah.
But there are 2 kinds. Like say if you throw in and then I hit, that's a hard hit. So the idea is to because we train a lot of forearms.
Yeah.
So we're gonna hurt you
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah.
Striking you. So this attacking your limb, this attacking your face.
Yeah.
But we also have the soft, so you come in. So rather than pushing you out, we stick to you, control you. So that's the soft hand, that's the hard hand. So it's the yin yang, we change it around.
Yeah. Okay. So going back to 纯土夫拳, you also, I remember you were saying when we were talking, you were saying about being similar to Huajin, like neutralizing force. Show me a bit about that.
This is more like strategy kind of things. Like for instance, like what we're doing just now. So if I'm doing this, this is already tun, right? So I'm accepting the tun.
It's like you're swallowing.
Yeah, swallowing you. It's almost like Tai Chi, you know, pull you in and this striking.
Yeah.
So Fu will be obviously. Is this still?
Still.
Yeah. Fu will be obviously coming in, pull you up, break your arm, do the stuff like this.
So that would be making me float.
Yes.
Essentially. Right.
And turn. You do turn in everything, you know, you go down.
Right.
You need
So
to
it's
have
the-
your base there.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you throw a strike, right, the 3 joints, 1关, 2关, 3关, at least control the second one.
Yeah.
So you break it, you can do a, you know, at the end of my forms, do this, that is
Yeah.
the breaking of the hand,
Oh, okay.
So come in, either you pull the guy down or you break the hand. I mean, you want to be friendly with him, pull him down,
Yeah.
or else,
Or you can just smash.
yeah, just smash it, just hurt him.
Yeah.
Then we have this form, this way.
Yeah.
So for instance, you come in, this can go for your eyes, this controlling your arm. Yeah. So and what we do just now as well, come in, go in, and strike this one. This one go up. So this is our Tai Zu fighting. Obviously, in every move, our principles are like that. You have to win the fight in 3 strikes, or you lose.
Yeah.
So that's why we train. Every punch means 100%. Boom, you have to go in.
Yeah.
100%. And if the guy can take 3 of your 100%, you better run.